proceed. Ready? Chalo.
Hello, good morning to one and all. I am Ayushman and we are going to present our presentation named Electric Vehicles and Hydrogen Cars. In our society nowadays, electric and hydrogen vehicles are becoming increasingly popular due to its eco-friendly and cost-efficient nature. So we can now recognize it as the future of the motor vehicles. Before going into the presentation, I would like to introduce my group members, Sureshish Mandal and Rohan Chandra. Firstly, I would like to acknowledge our Professor Somojit Gorai, who has given us the golden opportunity to work on this project and gather a lot of information regarding it. So, firstly, let us take a short glimpse of what we are going to discuss. So, firstly, we will discuss the introduction part, that what is electric vehicle. Then we will move into the components part, the major basic components of an electric vehicle. Then we will move on to the working and then some basic types of electric vehicle. Then we will look at some statistical data and then advantages and disadvantages. Firstly is the introduction. Electric vehicle. As the name suggests, electric vehicle are that type of vehicle which runs on electric. It could be fully or partial electric. Electric vehicle runs on small lithium-ion batteries, due to which it is more cost efficient and also eco-friendly. So, its major component is an electric motor. So, let us now look at some basic components of it. Firstly is the powerhouse of the electric vehicle, which is the battery pack. The battery pack contains approx 7,000 small lithium-ion batteries installed in it, which provide a DC supply to the electric motor. Secondly is the electric motor. Electric motor works on the principle of conduction. It has two parts. One is the stator part, another is the rotor part. When the electricity is provided to it, in the stator part there is a magnetic field arises, due to which the rotor part moves. Now, electric motor has a three-phase AC supply system, but the battery pack provides a DC system, due to which power inverter is installed in between them. The power inverter converts the DC supply from the battery pack to the AC supply to the electric motor. Now, the power inverter also acts as the speed controller of the electric vehicle. It fluctuates the current from the battery pack to the electric motor, resulting in the speed control. So, it is called the brain of an electric vehicle. Nextly is an onboard battery charger. The onboard battery charger has an AC to DC converter in it. When the electric vehicle is charged from the outer source, it gets an AC supply. The onboard battery charger converts the AC supply into a DC supply and provides it to the electric vehicle, resulting in the charge. Nextly, we have a charging port. The charging port is basically of two types, AC and DC. Majorly, the AC charging port is majorly used. Now, let us look at the working of an electric vehicle. So, firstly, we have a 12-volt lead-acid battery. So, there is a propulsion battery installed in it. But why we need a 12-volt lead-acid battery? Because there are some 12-volt accessories like music system or small fans, AC. So this type of accessories works on 12 volt. So there is a 12 volt lead-acid battery installed in it. Let us now look at the current flow of the electric vehicle. So firstly, there is the propulsion battery. Propulsion battery provides the DC current and it supplied to the converter or inverter. It converts the DC current into an AC current and provides it to the motor. Nextly, we have the braking recovery system. In electric vehicle, when the brakes are applied, so much of kinetic energy is lost. But there is a system in the electric vehicle which converts this kinetic energy into electrical energy. There is a generator installed in it which takes the kinetic energy and converts it into an electrical energy. Which results into the charge of the propulsion battery. Now coming to the charging part, we have an AC plug outside the Now, coming to the charging part, we have an AC plug which connects the outer source to the electric vehicle. It provides an AC current and there is an AC to DC converter in the battery charger which converts the AC current into DC current and provides to the propulsion battery, resulting into the charge. Now, let us look at the types of electric vehicles. There are majorly 4 types of electric vehicles. Firstly is battery electric vehicles. The battery electric vehicles are fully electric and runs on lithium-ion batteries. Secondly is plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. This type of electric vehicles contains both type of engines, like the combustion engine and the electrical engine. It could be charged using the fuel or also an outer power source. Now, third one is hybrid electric vehicles. The hybrid electric vehicles also have the two engines, the combustion engine and the electrical engine. But the major difference between the plug-in hybrid electric vehicle and hybrid electric vehicle is that in plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, we can charge it by outer power source, but in hybrid electric vehicle, we can't do that. In hybrid electric vehicle, only the fuel is used to charge the electric vehicle. Lastly, we have fuel cell electric vehicles. The fuel cell electric vehicles runs on lithium-ion batteries, but it is charged using some chemical reaction, which will be explained further in the hydrogen vehicle part. Now, we have some statistical data regarding the electric vehicle cells. If we see that in 2010 there are nearly 0 cells of electric vehicles, but there is a gradual increase in the sales of electric vehicles in 2019. It is approximately 2.25 crores. If we see the graph, we can clearly see that China is the major buyer of the electric vehicles, followed by United States, Norway, Germany, etc. Now, coming to India's part. India is not a major buyer of electric vehicles. If we see the pie chart, we can see that being most populated state, Uttar Pradesh has the major buyer of the electric vehicle. Then we have Bihar, New Delhi, West Bengal, etc. So that's all from my side. I would like to call Suresh Mandal to explain further.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Suresh Mandal. I'll explaining the advantages and disadvantages of electric vehicle. So, our first point is lower running cost. The per kilometer of running of electric vehicle is lower than our traditional gasoline cars. Second is lower maintenance cost. As we know, electricity is much cheaper than petrol or diesel, the maintenance cost is lower as compared to our natural or conventional cars. Zero tailpipe emission. EV emits nothing but zero pollution in our environment. Petrol and diesel use is destroying our planet. EV providing a natural source of electricity. As you know that petrol and diesel are natural gas and it continuously destroying our planet. So EV is running by electric charge. So it reduces the uses of petrol and diesel and saves our environment. Electric vehicles are easy to use. EV provides instant torque, making EV more responsive and providing a smoother driving experience. And lastly, EV creates no noise pollution. Now, EV has several disadvantages too. Firstly, longer recharge time. EV has longer recharge time, around 60 minutes to 8 to 9 hours. Secondly, fewer recharge points. Recharge stations are still not available as gasoline stations are. So, which can be a problem for who live in a rural area or who take a long drive. Thirdly, expensive costs. Currently, EVs are more expensive than our traditional gasoline cars. So it is not possible for everyone to buy an electric vehicle. Next is short driving range and speed. EV has a limited speed of a single charge battery. So it is a problem for long drive for some of the people. Now, these are some examples of electric vehicles. Firstly, Mercedes-Benz EVS SUV, Porsche Taycan, Tesla Model S, Rolls-Royce Spectre, BMW i7 and Mercedes-Benz EQC. So, to solve the problem of electric vehicles, hydrogen vehicles are introduced. Now, we are going to present the several parts of hydrogen vehicle, like introduction part, types of hydrogen vehicle, how hydrogen vehicle works, some graphs and disadvantages and advantages, and some examples. Hydrogen vehicle. Hydrogen vehicle is a type of vehicle that uses hydrogen as its primary fuel for propulsion. It is stored in a very high pressure in the hydrogen pressure tanks, and generally we can use as low. You can use it as low temperature in the pressure tanks. Electrovan from General Motors is considered to be the first hydrogen fuel cell in the market. It introduced in 1966. Now, types of hydrogen vehicles. Hydrogen engines. It is two types, combustion engine and fuel cell engine. Firstly, the combustion engine. In a hydrogen combustion engine, hydrogen is combusted in a similar way that a gasoline engine works. It arrives nearly about 20 to 25% efficiency as compared to our fuel cell engine. And fuel cell engine is a typical engine that uses fuel as that uses hydrogen as its fuel and makes electricity, which powers the battery and runs the motor. Now, how it works? As we see, there is a fuel cell working. The hydrogen is passing through the anode part and the oxygen is passing through the cathode part. In anode part, there is a catalyst present, which name is platinum catalyst, which breaks hydrogen into protons and electrons. The protons passes through the membrane and reaches out to the cathode part, and the electron passes through the wire and makes electricity, which can use to power the battery. In the cathode part, the proton, electron and the oxygen rejoins and makes the only byproduct water. And it is the membrane is a polymer membrane which divides the anode and cathode part. Now I present to my friend Rohan Chandra to explain the further.
Good morning everyone, myself Rohan Chandra and I am going to take over next part of this presentation. Now I am going to explain the different parts of hydrogen vehicle, how they work. First of all, these are hydrogen tanks in which hydrogen is stored in a very high pressure. In the fuel cell, it takes hydrogen from hydrogen tanks and creates electricity and stores it into the battery. And this is boost converter, which normally acts like a voltage stabilizer. This is electric motor and power control unit. Power control unit takes electricity from the battery, takes DC current and converts it in AC current, which eventually runs the motor. That helps the car to move forward. Here you can see that the fuel cell is taking hydrogen from hydrogen tanks and taking oxygen directly from the air and creating electricity and storing it in the battery and leaving water as its byproduct. For refueling, it takes around 3 to 5 minutes, and the pressure inside the fuel tanks are around 70 megapascal. Now, just like another electric vehicles, hydrogen cars also have energy recovery system. During while braking, there is some energy loss due to kinetic energy, and this energy recovery system recovers that energy and stores it in the battery, which eventually later uses for starting and accelerating the car. Here is a graph that is showing the sales of hydrogen cars in global level from the different countries. Here you can see that Korea is in the highest position, beating the other countries like USA, Japan, Canada and China with its highest sales of around 8.5 thousand. Now, if we talk about the advantages of hydrogen cars, then here are some notable points. First of all, zero emission. Hydrogen cars produce only water as its byproduct, which makes it a completely zero emission form of transportation. Then, secondly, long driving ranges. Hydrogen cars can travel a really long range distance with a single tank of fuel, which makes it a practical option for long distance driving. Then the next advantage, which is one of the main advantage, which creates a huge difference from other electric vehicles, that is fast refueling. It takes around 3 to 5 minutes to refuel its hydrogen tanks, which is much lesser than another electric vehicles. Then high energy efficiency. Iron fuel cell vehicles are highly energy efficient because it takes hydrogen and creates electricity with minimum waste of heat. Then last but not the least is reduced dependence on fossil fuels. That is, by using hydrogen cars, it reduces the dependence on hydrogen, reduce the dependence on finite resources of fuels like petroleum and gasoline. In spite of having all these advantages, there are some disadvantages also. First of all, high cost. The production and distribution of fuel cell engine and hydrogen power vehicles are very costly now. Then secondly, storage and transportation. Hydrogen has to be stored in very high temperature and low temperature and high pressure, which makes it very difficult for transport and storage of hydrogen. Then limited infrastructure. Hydrogen refueling stations are not as widely spread as normal petroleum stations, which makes it difficult for drivers to refuel their cars. Toyota Mirai and Hyundai Nexo are some examples of hydrogen cars. After keeping all points in mind, we are coming to the conclusion that there are several differences between hydrogen cars and electric vehicles. In fact, they also have their own advantages and own disadvantages. However, as these challenges overcome, we have to make both hydrogen cars and electric vehicles reliable options for drivers. For driving, we can, as now many automotive companies are investing their time and money to improve these technologies, so we can expect that in future we can see more these vehicles on streets. Here are some of our resources from where we gathered our data for this presentation. Thank you all of you for giving